Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookham here, and a wonderful package has arrived from the US. I've just unpacked it, and man, there's just so much to go through. There's a combination, really, almost a polar combination here of very, very old magazines, literature, and even equipment, as well as more, I guess you could say, well, Golden Era information as well. It's a kind of a mix and match. And I just want to start with, I guess, with some of the really old and actually, may as well just start go from left to right. Actually, from right to left, I mean. So let me just start off with these this really cool T-shirt from the USA. As you can see, California Muscle Beach. Just move Arnold a little further. All right, California Muscle Beach. A really nice original shirt from the Golden Era. Found it on online. Let me just flatten that out so you can appreciate it properly. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to actually frame it and put it up on my beach, on my gym. I'm going to put it up on my gym because it looks so beautiful. Wonderful shot of Arnold there. It's very unique. I really like it, and yeah, I'm going to put it up on my gym. It's going to look awesome. I folded it, put it aside here. Now what we got here is a bunch of DVDs with really actually rare DVDs. Let me just zoom in that for a second. Oops, it didn't quite work. There we go. Not quite sure what all of them are, but here we have a very rare DVD on Paul Anderson and muscle control. So gonna have a look at that and hopefully share some of the stuff in here if I'm allowed, of course. A lot of this stuff is copyright. There's a Bill Pearl interview here and his tour of York Barbell of the museum. May he rest in peace, of course. There's some classic bodybuilding and weightlifting shows here. Steve Reeves footage of the Mr. World. 1957 Mr. and Miss USA competition. There you go. And some actual rare interviews here regarding steroids in the Golden Era. So stuff here is quite rare, quite keen on watching it and listening to it, and then sharing as much as I am able to with you guys. Really interesting stuff. Now, what's this thing that you might be seeing on the side here? Well, let me open that up for you. You may not recognize it because it's rather old, but as I begin to open it, you may realize what it actually is. And yes, it is a weight belt, an extremely rare weight belt from the Bronze Era. We're talking 1930s. It's a Strongman weight belt, believe it or not. So this is the kind of weight belt that you would see strongmen use, and I've never seen one online. I grabbed it the moment I saw it. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can't obviously feel what I'm feeling here, but it's so beautiful. The leather, the craftsmanship, you can see the detail on the leather here. It smells really nice too. It's well taken care of. Wonderful, wonderful belt. Just appreciate it, really. It's a piece of history right here, so I'm very proud to own this beautiful weight belt, and I do have a project that I'm doing which I'll share in the future with you. But yeah, it's just a very nice weight belt from the Strongman era from the 1930s. A very interesting piece there. And speaking of the Bronze Era and Strongmen, the 1930s. Whoa, there's so much to talk about here. I was able to recently acquire a substantial collection of very, very rare magazines from the Bronze Era, including Klein's Bell, which I'll show you now. So we've got some very rare issues here. I mean, wow. That's Alan Mead, one of my favorite strongmen of the era. Yeah, just quickly go through these. There's so much stuff here. And of course, I want to go through this stuff, and then I know so many people are interested in the bronze era, hence I went ahead to get these very early mags. Of course, these are all athletes from the 1930s and the early 1930s, mind you. So what you're looking at is absolutely natural physiques, completely free of any anabolic substance whatsoever. And you can see what fantastic physiques these guys had back then. There it is, 15-inch arm club. They look so muscular. They don't need to be too massive, but they're absolute athletes, you can tell. Again, these are all from the 1930s, 1931, 1932, as you can see. And having gone through that small collection of Klein's Bell, I also have a very rare collection now of the Strongman, which followed Klein's Bell, as you can see, combined with Klein's Bell. So the Strongman took over. So it's kind of like it went Klein's Bell to the Strongman. Right? And these are from 1933, again, focusing on weightlifting, bodybuilding. Here we have Eugene Sandow, wonderful cover from 1933. Again, these are all extremely rare. Here we have 1934, 1932. You can see these kinds of weight belts. They're the weight. This is the kind of weight belt I just own now. It's very special. Here we have more Strongman from the 30s. What looks to be a trophy on the cover. I mean, look at this. A sick athlete, mate. I mean, these guys are just... That's what I'm talking about. Athletic and strong, muscular. Those physiques are very achievable. Very achievable indeed. Again, here we have Travis. I think his name's... Warren, I believe is his name. Warren Travis. One of the strongest men from the period back then. Again, wearing that kind of same weight belt. Some of them were studded, like you saw, like you can see here. Others were not. Now, here we have the Osman Trio. Now, some of you that really know a lot about Arnold will immediately recognize this as one of his favorite paintings. He actually has the Osman Trio as a painting up on his in his office. This is actually the original photo of which Arnold had the painting made from. And having gone through the Strongman and Klein's Bell, I now wish to go through this wonderful collection of strength and health. And it's really, really special, I have to admit. And you are looking at probably some of the rarest strength and health magazines on the planet, because as you can see, these are volume 1. This is the earliest issue that I own now, number 6. I actually need the first 5. That's volume 1, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 now to have an almost complete collection of strength and health. I couldn't believe I found these, and yeah, just brilliant, just brilliant. So, just again going through the covers quickly. Here we have very famous George F. Jowett. Bob Hoffman at his absolute youth here, right? Showing off his ribcage expansion. Bob Mitchell. You can see how small the actual magazines were back then, almost pocket size. And later, they became much larger, right? This is now, I think, volume 2 from memory. Yes, volume 2, right? Volume 2. Again, we're talking 1930s, 1933, around that period, 1934 almost. Yeah, I mean, bodybuilding was all about health and strength, or strength and health back then, right? We have volume 2 again, right? Athletic physiques, strong athletic physiques. Functional, again, we see strongmen doing their thing. Here we have some, I believe, from the 1934 period now of volume 2. Really nice. Oops, these have turned around. Let me just get these in the right order. There we go. Volume 2. Now this, 1935. Now, can you recognize who that is? Well before the use of testosterone. That's John Grimmick. John Grimmick in 1935. Before testosterone ever came out. So for those people that still claim that Grimmick and the golden era athletes used testosterone, I show you this photo of Grimmick. He is thick and muscular there and not too different from later on. You know, so he just, like all of those guys, trained his ass off, right? Besides these single issues, I was extremely fortunate to find what I consider one of the most rarest bound volumes that I actually own. And that is an extremely rare bound Strength and Health from 1934. And let me just quickly flick through that for you. I'm very proud of that. I actually own bound volumes of Strength and Health now from 1934 all the way up to 1970. And Mark Tariello, from who's the president of the Mr. America competition, if you're watching, yep, this is adding to my collection. And this has, of course, the whole, we are talking about the whole history of, for example, the Mr. America competition, right? You can see it was owned by somebody. It was actually a gift handed close to Christmas time, conveniently, in 1934. I mean, this is what I love. You open this stuff and, man, you can see the care that's gone into actually doing this stuff, right? And I can only imagine the wonderful information that we're going to find about strongmen, the style of training back then. Again, how to make your own, look at that, how to make your own grip training materials and weight training materials. I love that. I mean, a lot of you wonder how it is that I know how to make some of this stuff. It's because of these books. These books didn't just teach you bodybuilding and weightlifting techniques. They actually explain how to make your equipment. So this is why I'm converting my gym slowly into some really serious old school equipment kind of stuff. Stuff that a lot of you guys would never see, because I'm fortunate enough to actually own these books and learn and apply, you know, apply this wonderful information that I find from here. It's never ending, really. What the hell? Yeah, it's never ending. So I'm always learning, and it's amazing what you find from all these really old volumes and issues. It's just it's wonderful. It's, you know, you can tell it's my passion. So I'll move these aside and now bring the golden era material over here, of which, again, I'm fortunate to be owning quite a rare collection here of material, starting off with something I've never seen before, and that's Larry Scott's Optimum Training Program for Fat Loss, and it's an actual booklet with a DVD. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm gonna have to contact the Larry Scott company to see if they can start remaking this again, because it's not on their website, and I'm only assuming that Larry Scott had it out for a very short period of time. Fat Melting System by Larry Scott. That's going to be an interesting series to cover on this channel. Now, what do we have here? Boyer Co. Now, these came out before, these booklets, before he came out with a series of books. And Boyer Co. actually signed these. Actually signed by Boyer Co. I'll show you that in a minute. We've got intensified waist training, legs, my system for developing massive ripped thighs and powerful calves, power posing by Boyer Co. Again, I really need to try and find Boyer and see if I can interview him as well. I'd love to be able to interview him. Boyer, if you're out there watching my channel, or anybody that knows him, please let him know that I'm interested in interviewing him. Where's the signatures? Here's one that was signature. With his signature. Shoulders training, building mountainous traps and dynamic deltoids by Boyer Co. Steroids, Yes, The Little Book of Steroids by Boya Ko. I'm sure many of you are going to be salivating online right now going, whoa, I want to know that. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be covering all of this later on. Back training. Here we have, I think he's using Nautilus equipment by then. A Different Approach by Boya Ko. Complete Chest Development by Boya Ko. So yeah, that was the selection of booklets by Boya Ko, and hoping to interview him sometime. Now here's a very rare piece of the mighty Adam. All right, I actually just recently got his book, and this is an actual rare piece of artwork of him that belongs, of course, in a museum, or on my wall at least. It's celebrating really who was one of the most famous strongmen of our times, or of our recent times, I should say. And yeah, I think it's just a wonderful homage to the great man, the mighty Adam. I will be obviously covering a series on him, but this is a beautiful piece. I haven't seen this ever. Found it, got it. Yeah, wonderful piece. Going back to the Bronze Era, and here we have 1899, another extremely rare bound edition, this time of Physical Culture Volume 2 of Physical Culture. That's Burner McFadden, right? And yeah, it's just a lot of information from Burner on nutrition, sleeping habits. You can see Bronze Era routines. My lord, you know, this information to me is just wonderful stuff, right? Wonderful stuff. Okay, I don't really approve of all that nudism there of babies either. You know, that's just not right. But yeah, Burner was like that. Let's just say that. Moving now on to a more modern era. Here we have Lee Labrada. This, I didn't ask for this, so this was just actually given for free, but I don't mind. Ironman is a good magazine, and they tend to focus more on more natural physiques, not so much the steroid freaks. That's what I like about John Ballack. When he was editor and owned to Ironman, he basically just maintained as much of the natural status as possible. Right? You can see it's all about health and fitness. That's why, you know, he honored Lou Ferrigno, Arnold, Mike O'Hearn, chose aesthetic physiques over the mass monsters. You can see that, right? Beautiful women, just like I was flicking through there, you know, and more athletic, functional physiques, not going crazy like the steroid freaks. And you know, there's nothing really to learn from them. Francis Benfato there, Ronnie Coleman, they tend to honor the legends, so I really like that. Speaking of legends, here's a definite legend, Frank Zane. Again, very aesthetic physique, right? Interview here with Sergio Oliva. So yeah, awesome stuff to read. It's a bit bent, but I don't care. I'll flatten it out and it'll be fine in a few days. Nice. Very nice. Here we have the Athletic Sport Journal, which I was missing, number 39. Here's a quite rare magazine, Life magazine, with Arnold on the cover, featuring his workout with Sandal Bergman from Conan the Barbarian. And inside, actually, I already covered this on my channel, but inside there is the workout and information. There it is, of how Arnold and Sandal trained together. And I was actually coincidentally able to find the negatives, the actual slides, I should say, to these images, which I now own. And they are here, believe it or not. They are right here. I'll show you. There they are. As you can see, Arnold and Sandal Bergman training. So, very rare. It was just such a coincidence that I found them at the same time. But then again, I don't believe in coincidences. I found the article and I found the color slides. It's rather bizarre. But yeah, that's just the way destiny works, doesn't it? Things just, yeah, present themselves to you. And I believe in opportunity and pouncing on it. And I saw it and I pounced, as always. That kind of person. I don't take signs for granted, you know. If something is telling me to head in a certain direction, I think it's the universe talking. And yeah, I won't get into the more philosophical discussion right now. It's almost 11 o'clock at night here, but I did want to present this beautiful collection of strongman literature, Bronze Era literature, Golden Era literature, and even equipment from the Bronze Era, from the Golden Era, right? Rare videos and DVDs. I do hope you've enjoyed this What's in the Mail. Real mix and match here, but some beautiful pieces, at least I think. And some wonderful time reading for me, especially as the autumn kicks in, the cool weather. You know, I love sitting by the fire at night, the last hour at night, just listening to classical music and reading. It's my favorite thing. I look forward to it every day. And when I have such beautiful literature to read, it is an absolute pleasure. It really, really is. It makes my day. It makes my week. Yeah, I feel blessed. I feel blessed. Thank you for watching the video. If you have enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and leave me your comments. Thanks for watching. Yeah, this is, you know, one last thing, of course. I have so many people now contacting me about donations. Please do so. As you can see, I will take care of this stuff. I do preserve it. And there are people now recognizing my work, and much of my preservation will end up in museums. I guarantee you that. And a lot of the information that I hold, whether it's especially literature, will soon be digitized and presented in archives online. The projects are ongoing, so all of this will come to fruition soon, and I can't wait to update you. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching, and this is Golden Era saying Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Now, if you're interested in learning more about how Steve Reeves developed his ribcage, I've got a wonderful new e-booklet up on my website, www.goldenerabookworm.com, which explains a very rare and unpublished Reeves ribcage and full body routine. Of course, my website has many other booklets on Steve Reeves' methods, specifically how I develop my waist, how I develop my broad shoulders, and another ebook on how he developed his wonderful diamond-shaped calves. All available on my website, www.goldenerabookworm.com. Online training is now available, including my new program, Novice to Classic, a program geared towards beginners and novices looking at developing a classic physique, as well as Classic Cut, geared at those who wish to lose weight and gain muscle fast. Details available at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Need a bodybuilding poster for your gym or office? Then check out Ironman magazine archive.smugmug.com for the highest quality posters on the planet. Scroll through the galleries of all the legends, including greats such as Arnold, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Serge Nubret, Tom Platz, and Larry Scott, and much, much more, and select your poster now. As a natural bodybuilder, it is imperative to know your own testosterone levels, as they are a reflection of the anabolic environment created by your diet and training. I would highly recommend using the male hormone test kit from Let's Get Checked, and make sure you use my code GOLDEN30 for a 30% discount. Again, the advantage of checking yourself regularly is that you will know how well your body is anabolically primed to put on the much desired muscle you are working for. Get your gym wear and Golden Era apparel at the new Golden Era Tees shop, featuring designs from the Silver Era and Golden Era legends, available as tanks, shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies in all sizes and colors. To support your favorite YouTube channel, please visit teespring.com/stores/Golden Era Bookworm for merchandise including t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, phone cases, and much, much more. Once again at teespring.com/stores/Golden Era Bookworm. Become a patron at www.patreon.com/Golden Era Bookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the golden era of bodybuilding. If you're a fan of old school bodybuilding, then make sure to check out Subs the Movie. Filmmaker Alex Ardenti explores the $40 billion sports supplement industry, delving into the origins, evolution, and current state of supplements used by millions of fitness enthusiasts worldwide, available at Amazon and Vimeo.